and welcome to episode 9 of Just Ask Kathleen. It's the penultimate episode, in fact. Right, this is an interesting start this week because we're going to go back to episode 2 when a lady called Anna emailed me, and this is Anna's email from that episode. I have split up with my boyfriend for 2 years. We were in a relationship for 8 and lived together for much of that. During that time, I lent him a lot of money to help him out when he wasn't working. When we split up, I let the money issue go because he didn't have any to pay me back and I felt guilty. 2 years later, he is doing okay and I could really do with the money. We are on civil terms, but every time I try to approach him about the issue, he refuses to talk to me or just tells me to give him space. What should I do? Now, I replied to Anna at the time on the vlog and said that I encouraged her to email him and to use the template that I use to constructively express yourself, the positive, the event, the feeling and the need and the positive ending, basically to explain that, you know, she needed the money back. So last week I got an email back from Anna saying, "Dear Kathleen, I followed your advice and my ex-boyfriend is now refusing to answer my emails and is completely ignoring me. I don't know how to proceed with this. I do have a relationship with his family and I have been considering contacting his parents. Do you have any advice? Thank you." Well, Anna, I'm disappointed that he is choosing to ignore your emails and just pretend none of this is happening. And yeah, I would actually approach his family, his relatives. You need to be able to draw a line under this situation. He owes you money. He needs to give you the money back. And if using his parents or siblings, I'm not sure what members of the family you're friendly with, but I certainly would have a conversation with them. And again, it won't be an easy one, but if you're in a good relationship with them, just gently explain that you gave him that money on the understanding you would be getting it back. You now need the money. He's in a better position and he can afford to pay you back, and you're up for him paying you back in installments. So please, could you have a word with him, because this can't go on forever. And do let me know how that goes, because it will be interesting to hear if getting the family involved has helped resolve that situation for you. So thanks, Anna. This next email is from a lady I'm going to call Karen. I'm 35. I have 2 children. They are 10 years and 8 years old. I've been with my husband for 13 years and we get on really well. I breastfed both my kids until they were 2 years old and my boobs are a bit saggy. You know, when you breastfeed children, that's what happens when we get older. I don't care about this, but at Christmas my husband suggested I have a boob job, as he used to love the way they looked before I had kids. He's not put any pressure on me to get it done, but he just told me he wanted to ask if I'd consider it. At the time I was a bit shocked, but I said I'd think about it. I feel really sad that he's not attracted to me the way he was before, and I'm scared that if I don't get them done, he'll fall out of love with me and move on. I don't want to have implants or any surgery on my boobs, but I really love him. What should I do? Well, Karen, when I got your email, genuinely I felt really sad. I felt really sad because when you and your husband got together, he didn't marry you just because of your boobs. The other thing is that there is one line in this email that holds the answer to your question to me. And it is this one. I don't want to have implants or any surgery on my boobs. These are your boobs. These are yours, it's your body, and you don't want to have implants. Therefore, don't do it. The bigger question here, though, is the relationship with your husband, because he has, by simply saying to you, you know, would you consider doing this? He has just knocked a massive chunk out of your self-confidence. He has planted a seed in your mind that you're no longer attractive. And that's the really upsetting part of this email. The truth is, there needs to be a conversation with him about this relationship, actually. When he met you, what did you see in each other? What did you love about each other? What laughs did you have? What stories did you share? You know, go back a step. Have a conversation with him about how unsettled this has made you feel. You're the mother of his 2 children. You breastfed your children, which is great. Our bodies will continue to change as we get older. How old are you? You're 35. You know, in 15 years' time, you'll be my age and things happen. You know, our bodies change, as his will, I might add. It's not exclusively women that have the changes going on in their bodies, men too. So you need to have a conversation with your husband about how this affected you. If it helps to show him this vlog, then by all means do. It's, you know, there's no need to be embarrassed about the content of what I'm saying, because he's kept out of the loop with his name not being used, and your name isn't your real name. This needs to be openly discussed between the 2 of you. Why did you say this to me? Is it really that big a deal to you? That kind of conversation. Because you are now worried that you're going to lose the man you married, who you love, who you've had children with, because of your breasts? Really? And this is a toned down version of what I thought when I first read this email. I really want to give you a big hug and say, don't do anything to your body that you do not want to do, okay? So please do drop me another email if you like and give me an update on how things are. And I wish you all the very best with having a conversation with your husband that's about frankness, honesty, and really looking at the big picture of the relationship. Thanks, Karen. Okay, this is from a lady called, I'm going to call Denise. We agreed to let my neighbour's 16-year-old daughter feed my cat while we were away on holiday. We gave her £30 for it. We were only away over a long weekend and she was really glad of the money. The cat and the house were fine. We didn't suspect anything was wrong until I saw her, in brackets the daughter, wearing a necklace that looked like one I have. I was in having a cuppa with her mum when she came in wearing it. I didn't say anything at the time, but when I went home and checked in my jewellery box, my necklace wasn't there. It's a distinctive chunky silver necklace with 3 blue stones forming the centre of a flower all set in silver. It wasn't expensive, but my husband bought it for me years ago when we were first going out with each other. I don't want to fall out with my neighbour, but I don't know what to do. My husband thinks I should speak to the 16-year-old or her mum, but I don't want to fall out with either of them. What would you suggest? Well, Denise, she has stolen your necklace. It's not hers to keep, whether it's cheap or not cheap or whatever. It was your property. It was in your jewellery box. She was going in to feed your cat and come out again. You didn't say to her, by all means have a rummage through all my belongings, and if you fancy any jewellery that you find, help yourself. It didn't happen, did it? I would, because the girl is still living at home and she's 16 years old, I would speak to the mum and the daughter. Now this is not going to be comfortable. Because, again, this is about you pointing out, if the mother doesn't know that her daughter has a tendency to help herself to things, this is going to be a difficult thing for the mother to hear. So using the template that I've spoken about before, I would arrange to meet her or pop round, and the positive could be, oh, I'm really glad you're home. Now, it might be that you get round there and only the mother's home. That's okay. But one way or another, you need to speak to her, and if you can't speak to them both at the same time, you might want to try speaking to the daughter again later. So you start off by saying, I'm glad I've caught you in. So that's a positive opening. The event is, the other day when we were having a cuppa and your daughter came in, I noticed she was wearing that flowery necklace. I didn't say anything at the time, but it did make me feel, so this is the feeling, a bit shocked, a bit upset, because I thought, well, I've never seen that necklace on her before and it's just identical to the one I have. So that's a feeling. What I need you to do is to speak to your daughter. I need to have that back. It's my belongings. It was my husband that gave it to me when we were first going out with each other. This is really difficult for me to have this conversation with you, but I couldn't just let it go. I hope you understand. Your friendship is important to me and I hope we can move forward. So you're ending on a positive. So you're starting with a positive opening, you're referring to the event you want to speak about, the feelings you had about that event and what you need to happen. But you absolutely cannot just go, la la la, she's got my necklace, but we'll just leave that and we'll just ignore it. No, you're not being kind to yourself, but you're certainly not doing her any service by doing that. This girl needs to be told that it's not okay to help yourself to other people's belongings. She was there to feed the cat, you paid her to feed the cat, and she has stolen from you, plain and simple. So you do need to have a conversation with the mum. And I really get the fact that your stomach will be doing somersaults at the very idea, but find a time and a way to have this conversation and know that though the mother might be upset, she will be grateful that you've told her in the end, because she won't want to have a daughter in the house that's thieving from neighbours and people that are treating them well. Yeah, it's not going to be easy, but it needs to be dealt with. Okay, thank you, Denise, for sending in that letter. So that brings to a close episode 9, and next Friday will be the last in the first series. Bye for now.